Stalker Clear Sky is the sequel to Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, except it takes place before that game, which means that the VTubers are back. Also, you should probably watch my video on that. Not because you will need it to understand the story, but so that you won't be weirded out by my quirky sense of humor. If you have not played a Stalker game before, get ready for some Ohio level shit, because this game has so much Soviet science fiction bullshit, it makes Ace Combat look like a down-to-earth realistic flight sim. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about why this game will make you want to take a bath with your toaster and then play it some more. We wake up in some shed in a swamp and get harassed by a bald stranger.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
I knew I shouldn't have taken those gummy bears from that guy in the subway. Well, actually, we were a mercenary named Scar who was escorting some scientists through the zone until an emission killed all of them. Except us, because for whatever reason, we are immune to them. Speaking of which, emissions are natural disasters in the shape of storms which occur in the zone, making everybody take shelter in order to survive. But if you don't take shelter, you get turned into a zombie, whose only purpose is to get killed by loners and have its corpse looted. Fucking Heisenberg over here tells us that his name is Lebedev, and that he is the leader of a faction called Clear Sky. Get it, like the name of the game? Clear Sky is a faction which wasn't in the first game because it's very secretive and they remain in the swamp so that other stalkers don't find out about them. His group also saved us from a pack of pit bulls which mistook us for a small child.
Delicious. Some good fucking food.
But then Lebedev is like, anyway, see ya later, bitch. We are now free to explore the Clear Sky base. Goddamn, these people are still using Windows Vista.
Let's try solitaire. Let's try that out. Oh.
Now, since we're a normal Eastern European, the first thing to do after waking up in an unknown place is go to the bar. We chat with the barman while listening to some really chill music. And then Lebedev is like, hey, where are you? I need to talk to you. Are you at the bar? It's been like 5 seconds since you woke up and you're already drinking, you fucking alcohol. Okay, so I think it's pretty interesting that you survived what is basically a radioactive thunderstorm. Mind telling us how you did it? I forgot. It's okay, we all get dementia sometimes. So, would you mind telling me how to get out of Louisiana? You see, that's a lot easier said than done. First, you have to worry about the crocodiles and the meth heads. And every time an emission occurs, something in the zone changes, like the positions of anomalies. That means that there is now a clear path for bandits and other stalkers to walk into the swamps, which means that the entire area is swarming with bandits now. Isn't that just normal Louisiana? In order to get their trust, we are going to help them defend their glorious homeland from invaders. We get some basic equipment and are transported out of the base while blindfolded, so that we can't see the path back. We first need to defend one of their checkpoints. Oh dear. Did I mention that the zone is a lot more hazardous than in the previous game? This part has so many anomalies that you will have to skillfully maneuver around while throwing bolts everywhere like a fucking madman. We ascend the tower and talk to the last remaining survivor. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding. We somehow survive, again, confirming that we have some sort of supernatural abilities that help us survive the emissions. Lebedev also has a theory, no, just a fucking theory, that the emissions are a self-defense mechanism of the zone.
Sir, this is an M32 grenade launcher.
And happen when someone tries to get to the center. Their intel also says that a certain stalker was asking Sidorovich about some strange components. Investigating this might lead us to finding a way to stop the emissions. But to do that, we first need to get to the Cordon, and to get to the Cordon, we need to get out of the swamps. But the only way to get out of the swamps is to kill every single remaining bandit in the area. This is where the game introduces a new feature, clan wars, faction wars. When a faction war is taking place, you can look up the status of the war on your PDA, which tells you which side is winning and what objectives must be secured to win the war. What follows is probably one of the most painful sections in my gaming career. as we just wander through the swamps with shit armor, a Makarov and a Sadov, fighting off seamlessly endless enemies which can hit you from miles away while you can't hit them at point blank range. Eventually we get better weapons like the MP5, which is called the Viper, and the double barrel but upside down, however they still have trouble with accuracy. After an hour-long trip through Louisiana, we can finally enter the Cordon and go talk to Sidorovich. Hey guys, Fox here and welcome to Omaha Beach, where taking one step out of cover will get you shredded by a machine gun operated by an 18-year-old conscript. I am not even sure if it's possible to get past this part because the guard clearly has aimbot and can shoot you through this massive fucking tree. And if the bullets don't kill you, well, the blood loss from your eardrums will. The best way to get through this part is to not get through this part, completely ignoring the game's advice and backtracking back to the swamps, going north through this different entrance. Welcome to the Cordon. This is pretty much where the Stalker games always start, in Rookie Village, so you can get used to the game. But we aren't in Rookie Village now, because we came through the north entrance and met the loners. They're pretty on edge about something. It's probably nothing. I talked to one of them who asked me to help him recover his old detector. What kind of detector, you ask? The cringe detector, of course, okay, but seriously, this game has a massive improvement over the previous one, that being the fact that artifacts are actually difficult to find compared to the previous game, where they were just kind of lying around everywhere. To get artifacts, you will need an anomaly detector, which will, as the name suggests, help you detect anomalies, which is where the artifacts are found. In order to make the artifact obtainable, the detector needs to be equipped. It will also let you know how close you are to getting fucked by an anomaly.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
After you obtain an artifact, you can sell it or equip it for upgrades, with the downgrade of getting just a little teeny bit of cancer. I mean, come on, they're literally space rocks which have been cooking in the zone for a decade. What did you expect? Of course they're gonna be radioactive. To avoid Walter Whiting halfway through your playthrough, you will need to counteract the radiation by using artifacts, which give you resistance to radiation. Honestly, it's a bit weird, because we're using radioactive rocks to stop the radiation of other radioactive rocks. But, in the words of Obama, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, so I might have accidentally gotten irradiated from the nearby pockets of radiation while recovering the lost detector. Oh boy, the zone sure does sound dangerous, huh? I sure hope some dumb Western tourists don't visit it while wearing fucking sleeveless shirts and touching things that they know are so radioactive that they boil fucking water.
And yet, Tom told us that sitting inside the claw or putting your head inside the jaws was a popular photo op.
Luckily, the game has many ways to get rid of radiation sickness. You can start by wearing actual fucking protective equipment, take anti-radiation medicine, or just drink vodka. Don't look at me, it just works. My headcanon is that your character gets so drunk that he just forgets about the radiation. Okay, I can go talk to Sidorovich now that I have some actual money. And apparently those loners who were pointing guns at me just had a weird way of saying hello, because they let me through no problem when I asked. I wonder if this works in real life too. Once we get to Sidorovich, we ask him some questions, but the greedy bastard won't answer unless we risk our lives for some stupid package.
Hello, I like money.
This is a reminder that nothing in the zone comes for free, so you should always gather and loot the bodies you find, even if it seems worthless and clogs up your inventory. The hoarder strat actually works, as long as you have 50 energy drinks on you at all times. This package that we have to find was supposed to be delivered to Sidorovich by the loners, and the military was paid to ensure that it arrives safely. However, one of the loners called the soldiers Jordan's fake, which caused a clusterfuck to happen, and the package got lost. We now have to meet up with Valerian, the leader of the loners, to help them attack the military and get info of the lost package. He explains that the military was playing on both sides, selling info to the loners and the bandits, the biggest enemy of the loners. They also took their commander, who knows where the package is, as a hostage, which the military will now try to save. The idea is that we will kill all of his friends so he will lose all of his hope and give us the info on the package. Did I mention that this game is incredibly fucking bleak? I can't name a lot of other video games where you commit mass slaughter for a fucking Amazon package that doesn't even belong to you. After you obtain the info, you have the option to join the loner faction, if you want. I did, because you get the bear detector, and no, it doesn't actually detect bears, but it is a better version of the anomaly and artifact detector, as it shows you in which direction the artifact is located. After all that, I went to collect Sidorovich's package, which was in the attic of an abandoned house surrounded by 3 bandits. I managed to use the cover of night to sneak into the attic, collect the package, and leave without being spotted. This is one of the only times I managed to effectively use stealth in a stalker game. Now you see what kind of a job being a stalker really is. It's actually very similar to being an Amazon employee. You work in a hostile work environment and sometimes you have to deliver packages to customers, nobody respects you, and you are easily replaceable. The only difference being that stalkers get paid livable wages and can go take a piss whenever they want.
What now? Well, this one don't like manual labor. What the fuck?
After returning the package that was worth the lives of several government employees with wives and children, we get paid with a short vague answer to our question. In the zone, this is called an amazing deal. According to Sidorovich, a stalker named Fang bought 2 amplifiers from him and wished to buy some other components he did not possess, so he directed him towards the diggers at the garbage. Yes, that's it. That's what we risked our lives for. If you think that's absurd, well my friend, I only have one thing to say to you. Welcome to Stalker. This is the garbage, an area filled with, you guessed it, garbage, as well as people fighting over said garbage, and mutants just trying to get by. There's also freedom, a faction I did not expect to see here, but I'll talk about them more later. There is not a lot to do here, except finding the diggers, who are dead, and reading their PDA, which takes you to another NPC hiding on a rock, who you then help perform some animal rights activism, who then tells us to find our guy in the dark valley. This whole game is starting to feel like some really long fetch quest, you know. Or you can do what I did and fight bandits for 2 hours, trying to win some stupid faction war, only for them to respawn over and over again, destroying all of your progress, because to really capture the base and finish the faction war, you need to do it when the AI feels like it. Look, all I'm trying to say is, don't get worked up because of all the AI requests for help. They always happen at the worst times and on the other side of the level, so you have to sprint halfway across the area to help them and then sprint all the way back to the next request. And you can bet your asthmatic ass you ain't running a marathon across Ukraine. I mean, for fuck's sake, you're an impoverished middle-aged Eastern European. Cigarettes are literally a part of your breakfast. Of course, you could rely on energy drinks to let you travel faster. You fucking zoomer. At the cost, or salvation, it depends on how you look at it, of turning you into a fanboy. And that's about it for the garbage. You can do some side quests for the NPCs, which will get you some good rewards. I obtained a battery detector and a Sava suit, which is a full-on radiation protection suit, so I can enjoy swimming in Chernobyl's waters for days now. It's still a bit weird that the in-game model still uses fingerless gloves though. Kinda defeats the whole purpose of an anti-radiation suit. There is also some traders and gunsmiths to the north, which I use to upgrade my weapons. Also, you can steal their stuff and they just will not give a shit. When we entered the Dark Valley, we got a gun pointed at us and yelled at, "Are you sure we aren't in Detroit?" I was ordered not to move, but did anyways, and they didn't really care. Instead, they started talking to me like I was their best friend. The AI in this game is like that sometimes. But the game bugged out and I couldn't progress further, so I had to reload the last save. We're told to look for more information inside the Freedom headquarters. Oh wait, let me tell you about Freedom. The anarchistic, weed-smoking, mutant-shagging Freedom.
Bro, what's it gonna be?
Or in Zoomer terms, some goofy-ass people. I mean, come the fuck on, their theme song sounds like the Club Penguin soundtrack. And that's not even mentioning the fact that its leaders are 3 kids arguing over Xbox Live Chat. They are a joinable faction in the game for those who prefer a relaxed, more casual lifestyle of the zone. Just go read the fucking wiki, I'm too lazy to explain every faction. Joining them certainly has its perks, but it also means that their opposite faction, Duty, will become aggressive towards you. So just in case you thought that the game doesn't have enough things that want to kill you, well, here you go. We go talk to the leader of the faction, but not before performing some more animal rights activism. Before we can talk to the leader, we have to talk to the commandant, who is willing to give us information about Fang. But, you guessed it, there is a catch. Okay, so I have, or should I say, had this dog. She's a really good dog, but she sort of ate a toddler. Her name is Princess. So could you go like, put her down? Here, you can use this baby I found as bait. Okay, dude, just one more mission and I'll tell you everything, I swear, okay? Go take this ammo to the squad on this checkpoint and then I'll tell you everything about Fang, alright? I promise, dude, I'll definitely be here when you get back. Turns out, the Commandant was an imposter. So yeah, he was selling out his faction to the mercs for money. And now, to find him, we need to activate several radio towers like it's a fucking Ubisoft game. After we leak his IP address, we go and SWAT his ass. FBI, open up! Then take out the rest of the mercs in the Dark Valley. Because we had Freedom get rid of their imposter, their leader helps me out by hacking into Fang's PDA and revealing his location. Apparently he's in the garbage in a small basement next to the market, just when I thought that this game could not get any more terrifying and difficult. I get attacked by Romanians. I think the zone might just be present-day Balkans. Luckily, Fang's PDA was still there, with a message from his friend that tells us that Fang and his buddies were at the center of the zone, which pissed off the zone, which then caused the emission we saw at the beginning of the game. They also know that we were after them, but what they don't know is that we're just trying to stop them from causing the third Chernobyl disaster. Because the zone is a lot like Australia, except the zone only tries to kill you if you get close to the center, whereas Australia despises your mere existence and your entire family tree all of the time. Regardless, more of their plans and whereabouts can be found in the secret stash in Agroprom underground. It's time to travel to a new area, but not before getting our stuff back from the Romanians. This area is controlled by Duty, the enemy of freedom. They're dealing with a lot of stuff right now. Also, here's a pro tip from a professional stalker. Hey, wait a minute. I always try to keep at least 2 guns on me with 2 different types of ammo. Weapons like the AK-74 can use armor-piercing bullets, which are good at, you know, piercing armor. Therefore good against human enemies, while guns like the Viper can use hollow point rounds, which are very good against mutants. We asked the leader of Duty for help getting underground. Now, if you couldn't tell, this place is swarming with mutants, which are coming from the underground. And the fact that it was nighttime while I was playing this mission made it a lot worse. To put it briefly, we need to flood the underground like the fucking Germans did in World War II to get rid of these mutants. After flooding the place, we find the secret lair and a PDA with a message. The message reveals that the group who we are following is Strelok, aka the guy we played as in the first game. Apparently he also hit puberty between the games because he sounds nothing like he did in Shadow of Chernobyl.
Guys, this is Strelok.
I don't know whether I was right or wrong. I guess I'll never know.
Strelok is now in Lake Yantar to pick up a device from Dr. Sakharov. Luckily, Yantar is very close to Agroprom. This is Yantar, the area in which scientists reside, protected by loners who fend off waves of zombies like it's an endless match of Left 4 Dead. Yes, there are zombies in this game now, and because this is Stalker, they also know how to use guns. Zombies are created by Psy emissions, which are coming from the factory. Psy emissions are like normal emissions, but smaller, and instead of killing you, they just override your mind with intrusive thoughts. Talking to the lead scientist Sakharov, he explains that Strelok went inside the factory with a Psy emission blocker prototype, but has lost contact with him since the last emission. To find him, we are first going to need to stop the Psy emissions, but to do that, we need to find out how to stop the Psy emissions. So we go link up with a lost squad of stalkers who was tasked with recovering some documents which might explain the problem. The documents reveal that the Psy emissions are from a man-made device and occur when there is a water cooling issue. Our job is to infiltrate the factory with some loners and protect them while they fix the cooling device. After the cooling issue is resolved, Strelok's signal is detected in the Red Forest.
Oops, IP address.
So we make our way there. The first thing we see when we enter is Strelok fucking booking it with his goofy run animation. After a while of chasing the bastard, we get ambushed by his bodies, who we promptly dispose of. But we were stalled long enough for him to blow the tunnel, stopping us from getting his ass. The only other way to get to the center now is with a drawbridge controlled by bandits on the other side of a radioactive river. Lebdo contacts us and tells us to get help from Forrest Gump, who lives inside the Red Forest. While I was making my way to his house in the middle of a radioactive forest, I made friends with some duty members and escorted them through a tunnel filled with League of Legends players. It was pretty scary, but not as much compared to when we found your mom on the other side. To get to the Forester, we need to get into something called a space anomaly, which will teleport us to him. Or not. He explains to us that there has to be another way to Limansk, other than the bridge, since he occasionally receives PDA transmissions from there. But they're too weak to be intelligible, probably because they're using McDonald's Wi-Fi. So we go to the military warehouses where the signal is better. We are greeted by a freedom checkpoint. Apparently, all of the military here are dead, and large groups of stalkers have gone missing. This includes a group of mercenaries whose mercenary friends are now looking for them at the farm. They've already tried climbing the old water tower, but a strange creature yanked one of them, and now they're too scared to do it again. So it's up to us to climb the tower, as well as dispose of that thing. At the top of the tower, we receive a transmission from the Lost Mercs. They explain that they are essentially stuck in the back rooms and give us their Minecraft seed. After which, 17 rabid dogs were alerted to my location and were camping for me at the bottom of the tower. I proceeded to die 4 times trying to climb the ladder down, until I managed to get past them. We make it back to Forrester with our new information that confirms we are dealing with a space bubble anomaly. In short, if you get stuck in it, you are trapped in a space and time loop that will reset every time you get too far. But Forrester knows how to get out, as he was trapped in it himself a few days ago. To escape it, you need a compass artifact, which was stolen from him by bandits. I wonder how we will get it back. With the compass obtained, we travel to the military warehouses to use the antenna to transmit the coordinates to the lost mercenaries. But the army doesn't like sharing, so we get rid of them and use the antenna to send a message.
What kind of fucking McDonald's has a message?
Then I got chased by a bloodsucker through the Red Forest.
Hello there.
But he got scared off by a freedom instead. Now it's time to have the mercenaries who escaped the back rooms lower the bridge for me and PewDiePie. Our job is to shoot the bandits across the Insta-Killer River. Luckily, I had the Winter BC with me, which has insane accuracy and kills pretty much every human enemy if you hit them in the head, turning the game into Siege. I don't even know how you're supposed to do this part without a sniper rifle, because the assault rifles have such shit accuracy. Anyways, the game bugged and Lebedeau wouldn't start his speech, no matter how many times I restarted the last save. So I just went up to the next area where a group of Clear Sky soldiers spawned to help me fight Limansk. And by help, I mean stand around and have me scout ahead and kill the enemies for them. We met 2 bandits here as well, and I helped them by giving them a medkit, and then in exchange they told me that there was an ambush ahead. It's easily avoidable, you just take the side street, but if you want to know what it is, it's just a car rigged with explosives. Throughout the next 30 minutes of gameplay, I'm killing waves of Monolith soldiers, clearing out machine gun posts and burning through my bandages, bleeding through Ukraine like I just got my first period. The winter really came in clutch here. I was just nailing headshots left and right, until I found this. This game just got a lot better. After fighting for so long it became daytime, I fought more Monolith in a partially constructed building, met up with my squad, restarted a generator that was powering an electric fence, and made it to the old hospital, our final stop before the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Now I admit the environment of this level is pretty cool. The entire hospital has just sunk into the ground, there is dirt seeping out the walls and you fight through Soviet-style hospital rooms and hallways. But the amount of enemies is insane, they just keep on coming, spawning from the sides, and they will flank you really quickly if you aren't careful. And if you thought you didn't have enough troubles already, a military helicopter personally comes to kick your fucking ass. Luckily I was hauling an RPG this entire time, which takes off half its health. After that, you have to hold out for a minute, fending off the monolith until your squad comes to help you. And now it's off to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. We first get a cutscene of the chaos. Pretty much every faction in the game killing each other like it's a battle royale. You automatically get the best gun in the game, the Gauss rifle, which insta-kills pretty much anything. And then probably the worst boss fight in any video game, where you have to shoot Strelok with the Gauss rifle to lower his side defenses. And he doesn't even try to fight back, he's just on the other side of the bridge crouching behind some boxes and occasionally shooting. Anyways, after you lower his side defenses, a cutscene triggers showing a giant mission kill everybody in the center of the zone, and Strelok being brainwashed before the start of Shadow of Chernobyl. And then the game just fucking ends. Yep, that's it. Everybody fucking dies. The end. Fuck off.